Good morning, Green Group. We're going to go ahead and talk about our next lesson. I've already filled in your notes, but I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So for the first section today, we're going to look at section 4 of chapter 1. And your I can statement is that I can write the prime factorization of a number. You will see I have underlined prime factorization. Prime factorization is one of the things we're going to learn about today and what that means. Factorization is a big word, so we're going to start breaking that down to see what exactly does that mean. We have 3 new vocabulary terms today. The first vocabulary term says, a factor pair is 2 whole numbers other than 0 that are multiplied together to get a product. So a factor pair is any 2 numbers that get you your answer, your product. Remember, your product is when we are multiplying, and it says multiply. Your second vocab term is the prime factorization. The prime factorization is a composite number written as the product of its prime factors. Product, remember, is multiplying. So prime factorization, again, is composite numbers written as the product of its prime factors. The last vocabulary term for today is the factor tree. The factor tree is a diagram that shows the prime factorization of a number. It actually looks like a tree with numbers coming down and what we call branches. So if we had 12 and we broke that down into a factor tree, we know 2 times 6 gets us 12, and then we break it down further, we know 2 times 3 gets us 6. So the factor tree would give us our prime numbers of 2, 2, and 3. And we'll talk about that. That's going to come later. You'll notice there are a few note sections. Please, please, please write these numbers down. This is review. You should know these vocabulary terms, but you probably have forgotten, and that's okay. We're going to talk about these 2 different vocab terms that are part of our notes today. The first one is a prime number. A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 with exactly 2 factors, 1 in itself. This means that this number, nothing is going to be multiplied together to get us that number except 1 in itself. So examples of that is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and it goes on and on and on. If there is a number that cannot be multiplied by any other 2 numbers to get to it, that's a prime number. It means only 1 in itself can be multiplied to get that. On the other hand, all the other numbers are composite numbers. Composite number is a whole number greater than 1 with factors other than 1 in itself. So prime numbers, only 1 in itself. Composite numbers, a whole bunch of different factors get to it. So 4. 4 is a composite number because 2 times 2 gets you 4. 6 is a composite number because 2 times 3 gets you 6. 8, 2 times 4 gets you 8. 9, 3 times 3 gets you 9. All of these numbers, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, those are all the numbers in between these that get you composite numbers, okay? Our first example, it says list the factor pairs of 24. This is when I want you to pull your multiplication chart out and look at your multiplication chart. This means anywhere where you find 24 as an answer, that is a factor pair. So you want to find 24 on your multiplication chart as an answer, and whatever the products were, the 2 numbers that got you that product to 24, those are factor pairs. So 1 and 24, you'll find 2 and 12, you'll find 3 and 8, and then there's one more you're going to find. I need you to find that on your own. So please look at your multiplication chart and find that one on its own. Today we are actually only going to be covering this top half, so we're actually done with our notes today. Once you have found your factor pair, your last factor pair out to get to 24, please raise your hand, double check with me, and then you may begin your homework. Okay? Good job today.